Another last modifier I want to show you that you will be using afterwards is the equivalent to what a hypernerve is in Cinema 4D and what the number one does in Maya. It makes everything rounded. So that's my TurboSmooth. I have these edges in this cube, and I add a TurboSmooth. Okay, and it's going to make it quite round. So now if I move my edges, let's say these edges, if I move this edge, you see it there in yellow, closer to the borders, it's going to make it more or less round. Okay, so basically I can keep my low poly version and then keep checking with my TurboSmooth. Here, if I can show the end result, sometimes you are doing many heavy stuff and you don't want that on because it can crash. Okay, I have another example here of a camera. That's let's take this out. Okay, so let's take the TurboSmooth out and the Mesh Smooth. And now you see a low poly version. These objects still have a TurboSmooth. That's the disadvantage. Each object has its own TurboSmooth. Okay, of course, I can just select the whole thing. That's another thing I can show you right now. Let's say in my modifiers, I have all of them on. Okay, I'm turning my TurboSmooth out. And I'm going to erase this one, it's too ugly. So I have all of them on. Okay, and I can create a modifier and apply it to all of them at the same time. So I go to modifier and I'm going to use, for example, twist. Okay, now it's applied to all of them at the same time, but it considers it one object. So I don't want that to happen to my camera, because it's going to consider all of them as one object. You see that it's in italic. That means it's applied to many objects at the same time. But that's, I would say, the disadvantage, that you have to apply the TurboSmooth to every single one of the objects. You can think it as an advantage in the sense that then you can see the objects in different stages, like keep this one already soft and this one in low poly for while you work, for example. Besides TurboSmooth, you have, as you see here, you have Mesh Smooth. They work similar, but TurboSmooth in theory is a lot more advanced. But there are some options that you don't have in TurboSmooth that you have in Mesh Smooth. Just check them out and see what you like best.